Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, welcome to lesson 37. And in addition to the previous lesson, we are exploring and practicing some more rules about Laam Sakin. Laam Sakin, Laam with a sukoon. As you may have observed and noticed that there are thousands words in the Holy Quran where Laam Sakin is present. And there are two broad categories of Laam Sakin. First, al-idhar, the manifestation, the clear pronunciation. And secondly, al-idgham, the assimilation, merging. It means where the Laam Sakin will be clearly pronounced, it is called al-idhar. And where Laam Sakin in the word will be merged, it is written there, but it is not pronounced. Okay? And today we are going to learn and practice about al-idharul qamari wal idghamul shamsi, manifestation and merging of Sakin Laam. Now, in front of you, you can see Surah Teen. Surah Teen is chapter number 95 of the Holy Quran, part 30. Very well-known surah. And certain words which have been highlighted with red color and certain letters with green color. Okay, codified with green color. Remember, idharul qamari and idghamul shamsi. Noun is involved in that one. And there are three broad categories of Arabic words. It could be a noun, ism, or fi'l, verb, action word, doing word, or harf, particle. Now, here, at-teen is a noun, and alif lam is a defining article. Okay, though this is not a lesson of the grammatical structure to find out and explore, but just to, in terms of pronunciation, remember that here in wat-teen was az-zaytun or as-salihat, or another letter is ad-din. Here these letters or will be merged, will be pronounced, and Laam Sakin before that it will be merged. So each one will be reciting this beautiful surah. Okay, and inshallah ta'ala we move on next some verses of the Holy Quran and some examples in terms of that one. But this is very clear that there are 1,000 words where Laam Sakin comes. Sometime Laam Sakin is manifested, is clearly pronounced, and sometime not. What is the rule behind that? We are going to learn and practice that in this session. Okay, so because now the time has come that I have become the listener and you are sole reader and the reciters. Okay, so I would love to listen from you this Surah Teen, chapter 95. Let's start with Hassan.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين.
Bala wa ana ala dhalika min ash-shahidin. This is a response. You see, we can, it is, on certain verses there are response from the believers when you recite or listen to. Inshallah ta'ala, in another session, in another program, we will explore those verses of the Holy Quran where certain response has been practiced. Okay. Okay, now this is the turn. Abdul Rahman, your turn.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين.
Okay, Jazakumullah. Now, Abdul Mannan, yes.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين.
Okay, say again. Remember, this ha is a blunt one, is coming from the bottom of throat.
ثم رددناه أسفل.
No. This ha is coming from bottom of throat. This is a blunt, not a sharp one. Or radadnahu. Okay, not from the middle of throat.
ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين.
Okay, Jazakumullah. Thanks very much. Okay, now this is another beautiful verse, and it also covers of merging and manifestation of Laam Sakin. This is Surah At-Tawbah, chapter 9, and this verse is 112. Okay, we are going to recite each word, a meaningful word or meaningful phrase together. Okay, and I would ask you to read this. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. التائبون. Now we are going to recite the next word, and this hamza, this is hamzatul wasl, as we have practiced in the previous lessons. But when we are going to start from the beginning, this hamza or this alif or blank alif will take fatha, kasra or dhamma. Which one? Fatha.
So al-abidun.
Al-abidun.
Now in the first words at-taibun, lam has been merged. Okay, lam is not pronounced. Lam is there, lam, but Laam Sakin. And in the second word al-abidun, Laam Sakin was clearly pronounced. Okay, so we are coming to this conclusion that there are certain letters where Laam Sakin will be manifested and clearly pronounced, and where Laam Sakin will be merged. Okay, we come after, we will conclude on that one. Next word is al-hamidun. Al-hamidun.
Al-hamidun.
Next word Laam Sakin has been merged. As-saihun.
As-saihun.
Ar-raki'un.
Ar-raki'un.
As-sajidun.
As-sajidun.
Al-amiruna bil-ma'ruf.
Al-amiruna bil-ma'ruf.
Here is al-amiruna and bil-ma'ruf because there is a connection in between the two words. So that's why I have pronounced together. Okay, because in waqf or in recitation, the meaningful, the sentence should be taken care of that. So that's why al-amiruna bil ma'ruf, a full meaningful phrase is there. Wannahuna 'anil munkar.
Wannahuna 'anil munkar.
والحافظون لحدود الله.
والحافظون لحدود الله.
وبشر المؤمنين.
وبشر المؤمنين.
Okay, now I'm going to recite all this verse 112 together, and then each one will be reciting on his turn. Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان. التائبون العابدون الحامدون السائحون الراكعون الساجدون الراكعون الساجدون الآمرون بالمعروف والناهون عن المنكر والحافظون لحدود الله وبشر المؤمنين. So Hassan, it's your turn.
التائبون العابدون الحامدون السائحون الراكعون الساجدون الراكعون الساجدون الآمرون بالمعروف والناهون عن المنكر والحافظون لحدود الله وبشر المؤمنين.
Okay, Jazakumullah. Only وَالْحَافِظُونَ لِحُدُودِ اللَّهِ, because this ha, the ha is the last letter, and when you are going to make a pause on that one or stop, then that ha should be manifested in the pronunciation as a waqf, as there is a sukoon on there. لِحُدُودِ Okay, ha. Otherwise, say that the one letter, the last letter has been omitted, unconsciously, but anyway. So you can say wal hafizuna li hududillah, only that bit.
والحافظون لحدود الله.
Yes, that's fine. Good. Okay, Abdurrahman.
التائبون العابدون الحامدون السائحون الراكعون الساجدون الراكعون الساجدون الآمرون بالمعروف الآمرون بالمعروف والناهون عن المنكر.
Okay, in this case, al-amiruna bil maruf, well pronounced. Wannahuna, that noon gunna, nasal sound, has been little bit compromised. It's properly pronounced, 2 seconds, and then ikhfa anil munkar, ikhfa noon sakin. Okay, do again, that's fine. Al-amiruna, or you can say wannahuna.
والناهون عن المنكر والحافظون لحدود الله وبشر المؤمنين.
Okay, Jazakumullah, thanks very much.
التائبون العابدون الحامدون السائحون الراكعون الساجدون الراكعون الساجدون الآمرون بالمعروف والناهون عن المنكر والحافظون لحدود الله وبشر المؤمنين.
Okay, Jazakumullah. So, by reading Surah Teen and this verse, 112 verse of Surah Tawbah, chapter 9, we come to this conclusion that there are certain letters where Laam Sakin has been merged and Laam Sakin has been manifested. Okay. Now, to remember that one, you know, how many letters where Laam Sakin has been merged or pronounced, remember this phrase. Covering 14 letters, Abghi hajjaka wa khaf akima. As you may remember in the beginning of these programs, in order to remember haruful mad, okay, 3 haruful mad, alif, waw and ya, and you remember a phrase utina or nuhiha or udina, or al-huruf al-qalqala, qutbu jad, okay, or similarly, for example, letters of assimilation, yarmalun, okay. So you may have remembered. So this is a phrase which covers all 14 letters where Laam Sakin will be manifested and clearly pronounced if any of the above 14 letters comes next to it. Okay. So there are 28 letters. If you remember that phrase and exclude these one from the 28, what is left? Where is the idgham? Yeah, 14, and idghamu shamsi will take place. This is idhar. Abghi hajjaka wa khaf akima. This phrase tells us that wherever after Laam Sakin any letter comes from this phrase, where the Laam Sakin will be manifested, clearly pronounced, and in terminology it is called idhar. So idhar Laam Sakin. Idhar Laam Sakin. Now in this way, these are the 14 examples from from that phrase, starting from alif, and next is ba or ghain, as you may remember that phrase. So these have been taken from the Holy Quran, different from different verses, and most of the time in these examples there are 2 words or 3 words. Okay. So I would just read it out. خلق الإنسان
خلق الإنسان
علمه البيان
علمه البيان
عالم الغيب
عالم الغيب
وصدق بالحسنى
وصدق بالحسنى.
Now in this case each one will be reciting at least 2 words together. So let's start from Abdul Mannan. Al-Jawari.
الجوار الكنس وإذا الكواكب انتثرت.
Next Abdul Rahman.
إذا وقعت الواقعة
Good.
الوسواس الخناس.
Next 2 examples. Hassan.
وظن أنه الفراق والعاديات ضبحا.
Next 2.
والقمر إذا تلاها لأصحاب اليمين.
أولئك المقربون وما هو بالهزل.
Good, well done. Okay, another indication to find out where Laam Sakin will be manifested or clearly pronounced or merged is that if Laam Sakin carries a sukoon, original sukoon on there, it means that will be clearly pronounced. You may remember in the noticed in the previous 2 examples in Surah Teen and many other examples in the Holy Quran and this verse 112 of Surah Tawbah. At-taibuna, for example, at-taibuna. This lam is written there, but there is no sign, no indication of sakin, of a sukoon on that one. Okay, and on ta, in the 3rd letter or a letter that is followed after lam, there is a tashdeed on that one. So tashdeed means that will be merged together. Lam is written there. So it means that if you can find a lam with a sukoon, that lam will be manifested and clearly pronounced. And in this case, the following letter could be with fatha, kasra or dhamma, but not with a tashdeed, because it is not going to merge. In order to facilitate us, now it is very easy for us to read the Holy Quran as compared to previous, our previous generations or previous people. That was quite difficult for them to read the Holy Quran on certain words. Now the Holy Quran has been much facilitated because introducing these signs, the Arab, and also certain rules, color coding, and so many other facilities. So this is quick to make a reference on that one. Okay. So in terms of pronunciation of Laam Sakin, there are sun letters and moon letters. Okay. So or you can say Al-Laamul Qamari, Al-Laamul Qamariya, or Al-Laamul Shamsiya. So Laamul Qamariya, those 14 letters where Laam Sakin will be manifested and clearly pronounced. And Al-Laamul Shamsi, Al-Laamul Shamsiya, or the sun letter, or Laam Sakin of related to sun letters, there are 14 letters where the Laam Sakin will be merged. And these are, if you exclude Abughi, Hajjaka, wa Khaf, Akima, these 14, that is left, one is Ta, then is Tha, Sad, Ra, Ta, Dad, Dhal, Noon, Dal, Sin, Dha, Za, Sheen, and Lam. Okay. And in order to find out where that will be merged or clearly pronounced, remember the 3rd letter. The 3rd letter after Alif Lam, there is a 3rd letter. For example, if it is with a Shadda, it will be Laam Sakin will be merged. And if there is no tashdeed, then that lam will be clearly pronounced. Or in other way, if you see after alif lam, alif lam, after alif there is a lam with the sukoon, it will be manifested or clearly pronounced. And in this case, there is no shadda on that one. So it's much has been facilitated for us in terms of. But remember, for example, if you have that clear concept and practice and rules in your mind, and if you are reading any text, Arabic text, okay, then it will be helpful, because sometime, for example, reading newspaper or any hadith or any other Arabic text, because of that rule, you can, even if there is no sign on there of sukoon or any other, you can very easily read that one, and also sometimes, especially when you are reading the split word translation and you are reflecting on similar words. But remember, these sun letters and moon letters are where the Laam Sakin will be manifested or will be merged, only related to noun, okay, ism, asma, because here the words at-taibun, al-abidun, al-hamidun, all that asma, okay, and inshallah ta'ala you will learn. This is the next step basically, but for the sake of knowledge, it must be practiced, and that should be in mind, okay. So that is the conclusion of this sun letters and moon letters. Remember, abgi hajjaka wa khaf akima, and inshallah ta'ala rest will be easy for you, okay. It is also important that if there is a simple text is there, and you have just memorized the Holy Quran or any portion, and you can make Arab on, you can apply the Arab afterwards, or you are writing some, you can easily remember that one. Especially sometime when there are certain such words and people mispronounce the word. For example, they say Abdul Rashid, and it is sometimes mispronounced as Abdul Rashid or Abdul Sabur, okay. Similarly are other words. But if you know the rules, you know that the assimilation, that Laam Sakin will be must. And in the practice, then there is no need to remember even the phrase, and it is quite natural. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ورتل